Hello students, welcome back to Tejas classes. I hope you are all doing very well, and in today's session we'll be looking into the part 2 of important government and public sector organizations. In part 1 we have seen the structure and classifications of government and public sector organizations and various tricks to remember the Maharatna, Miniratna and various public sector banks. In today's video, we learn the heads, headquarters, and the functions of various apex bodies, that is the highest authority, the regulating bodies of various organizations of India. Before starting our video, please subscribe to our channel Tejas Classes for more videos on UPSC, SSC, IBPS, and free PDFs of it. Let's start the today video. The first organization which we study today is the Union Public Service Commission, UPSC. It is an institution which is responsible for the recruitment of candidates for government posts, that is in the government organizations, by conducting competitive examinations. Example, UPSC, CSC, that is a civil service examination, which is conducted by this particular organization, and it is founded on 1st October 1926. Headquarters in New Delhi. Who is the chairperson? Mr. Pradeep Kumar Joshi ji is the chairperson. Next organization, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. Very important organization. It is directly headed by the Prime Minister of India. This organization is responsible for science development and research in the field of science and technology. See, CSIR is the largest research and development organization in India and functions under the Ministry of Science and Technology, and it is founded on 26 September 1942, headquartered in New Delhi. Who is head? Is Mr. Shekhar C. Mande. President is P. Modi ji and executive head is Dr. Shekhar C. Mande. Here, Shri Narendra Modi, President CSIR, and Dr. Shekhar C. Mande is the Director General of CSIR. Now let's see the Chiefs of Armed Forces. Very important, guys. Chiefs of Armed Forces. We need to know these names but not only for examinations but also for general knowledge. See, first is a Defence Staff, Mr. General Bipin Rawat, Chief of Defence Staff, and for Army, Mr. Manoj Mukund Narwani. Mr. Manoj Mukund Narwani is the Chief of Army Staff, and the Air Force, Mr. Rakesh Kumar Singh Badurla, Air Chief Marshal Rakesh Kumar Singh Badurla, and Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Karambir Singh. This is very important, guys. Please do remember these names. Now comes the most reputed organization of India, ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. One second. Yeah, Indian Space Research Organizations. Here is, who is he, guys? You all might be knowing him. Mr. K. Shivanji, Chairman of ISRO. You might be knowing him in the recent news regarding the Mangalyaan Mars mission, right? Yeah. Founded on 15th August 1969 by Vikram Sarabhai. Okay. Vikram Sarabhai has founded the ISRO in 1969. Headquartered in Bangalore. Director Shivan, and objective is to develop space technology and use it for various national needs. Now comes the DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization of India. What it is? It is the organization which is responsible for developing defense technologies. Okay, defense technologies, and where it is located in New Delhi, and it is a department under the Defense Research and Development in Ministry of Defense. It is headquartered in New Delhi, as I already said. Who is the chairman of DRDO? Mr. G. Satish Reddy. This is the logo of DRDO. Headquartered of DRDO in New Delhi, and Satish Reddy is Mr. Satish Reddy, chairman of DRDO. Now comes the Reserve Bank of India, the apex institution for all the banks in India. It is a head of, it is also known as banker to the banks. Banker to banks and banker to the government. So it is established on 1st April 1935 in Kolkata, but later in 1937 it is moved to Mumbai, and the present headquarters is in Mumbai. This is headquarters of RBI, and who is the chairman of RBI? He is Mr. Shaktikantan Das. He is the Mr. Shaktikantan Das, the chairman of RBI. And now let's see the functions of RBI. See, first one, issue of bank notes. The currency which we use is issued by Reserve Bank of India. As already said, it is a banker to the government and banker to the banks, and it is a custodian of cash reserves of commercial banks as well as countries' foreign currency reserves. Custodian of cash reserves of commercial banks and countries' foreign currency reserves. Lender of last resort and central clearance and account settlements, it does it, and it is a controller of credit, that is a cash flow. So any registration, any license, the bank acquires from the Reserve Bank of India only, and the chairman is appointed by the parliament. Okay, it is the government. Now NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, very important guys. These are the very famous institutions and apex institution guys. You need to know about it. And who is the chairman of it? Is Mr. Govinda Rajulu Chintala, chairman of NABARD, headquartered in Mumbai. RBI is headquartered in Mumbai. NABARD is also headquartered in Mumbai. What it is? It is the apex development finance institution fully owned by the government of India. It is a finance institution, which means it gives loans and works for the development in the field of agriculture as well as rural development. See, Apex Finance Agency for the institutions providing investment and production credit for promoting various development activities in rural areas. NABARD chief is, that is head is Govinda Rajulu Chintala, Mumbai. Full form is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Now comes the Niti Aayog, National Institute for Transforming India. Guys, this is the biggest example for the executive body. What? One second. Yeah, biggest example for the executive body. What it means, guys? Executive body is nothing but which executes the development functions. And we have clearly explained the executive bodies, statutory bodies and constitutional bodies in part 1. Please do the part 1 video. Please do watch the part 1 video if you have not watched it before. Now, Niti Aayog is founded on 1st January 2015, headquarters in New Delhi, and who is the chairperson? Prime Minister of India is directly the chairperson of Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog has replaced the Planning Commission. Previously, before 2015, we had a planning commissions, right? First year planning, 5-year planning. You might have heard this, right? First year planning commission, second 5-year plan commission. So it has replaced it. Before that, in the planning commission, only central people, the central level members, used to take part in the development planning activity. So after Niti Aayog, state also given a chance to participate in these meetings. Okay, and the objective is it is a think tank of government of India and has replaced the planning commission. This institution is responsible for achieving sustainable development goals. It is nothing but the organization which works for the development of a country. Now comes the SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. What it is, guys? It is an organization which looks after the capital market of India. What is meant by capital market? We might have seen these share markets, right? That is Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange. These are all the these are regulated by the Securities Exchange Board of India, which is located in New Delhi. And who is head of the SEBI? It is Mr. Ajay Tyagi is the head of the SEBI. Very important, guys. You need to remember all this. Just by knowing the chairman and the headquarters will not help you, guys. You need to understand the basic working of this SEBI and what is its purpose. Okay. Now see, regulator of the securities and commodity market in India, owned by Government of India, established on 12th April 1988. And what is its functions? It protects the interest of investors in securities market. So, for example, I have invested some amount in the share market. For example, let's take the IRFC. It is Indian Railway Financial Corporation recent IPO. Okay. So I have invested in it, and who will take care of all my investment, and who will safeguard my investment? So it is a SEBI which safeguards the interest of all the investors. and it also works for development and regulating the securities market. Now National Housing Bank. See, as the name depicts, it is a bank which finances for the housing. Simple. Bank which finances for the housing, and it is a Government of India owned entity set up on July 9th, 1988 under the National Housing Bank Act 1987. See guys, any organization which is formed by passing an act in the parliament is known as what? Statutory body. What? Any organization which is formed under any act which is passed in the parliament, that organization is known as statutory body. We have clearly explained about this in the part 1 video about the constitutional bodies and the statutory bodies. Please do watch the part 1 video. And what is NHP? NHP is the apex financial institution for housing. So we have many companies which finances for a housing. So this National Housing Bank is the organization which regulates all these housing financial companies. And who is head? Head is Mr. Sharada Kumar Hota. And where is the headquarters of National Housing Bank located? It is in New Delhi. It is office of National Housing Bank. It is in New Delhi. Now comes the State Bank of India, largest public sector bank of India. And who is the head of the State Bank of India? Newly appointed head is Mr. Dinesh Kumar Khara. Dinesh Kumar Khara is the new chairman of SBI. And who was the previous head of SBI? It is Ranjish Kumar. Ranjish Kumar is the previous head of SBI. And where is the headquarters of SBI located? It is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. You can see the headquarters building of SBI in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Very important guy. Please do remember the chairman of SBI. Now comes the Life Insurance Corporation of India. Again a giant institution which regulates all the insurance companies in India. So it is a LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, established on September 1st, 1956. It is also a statutory body guys. It is also formed under an act. See, Life Insurance of India Act on 19th June 1956. So initially there were many insurance companies in before 1956, but the government has organized a committee for making a organization which look after the entire which protects the safeguards the interest of all the policy holders. So Life Insurance Corporation was formed by combining all the 245 insurance companies, and provident societies were merged to create the state owned Life Insurance Corporation of India. Okay, who is the head of LIC? Mr. M.R. Kumar is the head of LIC. And where is the headquarters of LIC is located? LIC Mumbai, Maharashtra. It is a LIC building in Mumbai. Very important guy. And recently we heard that LIC IPO, initial public offer, is going to be offered to the public in financial year 2022 as announced by the budget by our finance minister. Who is the finance minister? Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. Who is the finance minister? Nirmala Sitharaman ji is the finance minister. Okay. Now comes the IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. What it is? It is the institution which regulates all the insurance companies. As already said, it is the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. Is an autonomous body set up under the IRDA Act 1999, and it regulates the Indian insurance industry to protect the interest of all the policyholders and work for orderly growth of industry. Who is the head of the IRDAI? It is Mr. Dr. Subhash C. Kuntia. Mr. Subhash C. Kuntia is head of IRDAI. Its headquarters is located in Hyderabad. Insurance Hyderabad. Please do remember like this, okay? Yeah, now Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, PFRDA. It is the organization which controls and supervises the pension disbursement for all the employees on organized as well as unorganized sector. So on 23rd August 2003, Interim Pension Regulatory and Development Authority was formed. PFRDA initially in 2003 it was formed as interim organization, but after a resolution passed by Government of India in 2013, after 10 years, on 19 September, an act was passed, that is Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority passed, and it was notified on 1st February 2015. On this day, PFRDA has become the permanent institution, and PFRDA is regulating NPS. What is this NPS? It is National Pension System. National Pension System means the pension which we receive after our retirement is controlled by this particular organization, and this is subscribed means this is the services are taken by the employees of Government of India, state governments, and employees of private institutions, organizations, and unorganized sectors. Who is head of PFRDA? He is Mr. Supratim Bandyopadhyaya, and headquarters is in New Delhi. Now comes the Small Industries Development Bank of India. As the name mentions, it is a bank which finances for the small industries like MSMEs. Let's see this. Small Industries Development Bank of India was set up on 2nd April 1990 under the Act of Indian Parliament, and it acts as the principal financial institution for promotion, financing, and development of MSME sector, as well as for coordination of functions of institutions engaged in similar activities. Who is the chairman of SEBI? Is Mr. S. Raman. Chairman of SEBI is Mr. S. Raman. Headquarters is located in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. SEBI, Small Industry Development Bank, Chairman S. Raman, headquartered in Lucknow. Gives finances for MSMEs. Very important. Now comes the TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. What it is? It is an organization which regulates the telecommunication sector in India. What is telecommunication sector? Communication. Tele means phone. Okay. So the tariffs and the plans and various developments in the telecommunication sector is regulated and supervised by this Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. It is a statutory body, means it is set up under an act. It is C, under section 3 of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act 1997 to regulate telecom services and tariffs in India. Who is the chairman of TRAI? Mr. P.D. Vaghela is the chairman of TRAI, and headquarters is located in New Delhi. Now comes the famous BCCI, Board of Control for Cricket in India. Who is he? He is Mr. Sourav Ganguly. You know all, Sourav Ganguly is a cricketer, famous ex-cricketer, right? Now he is retired. And why I have given the picture of him in BCCI now? He is the chairman of BCCI. Okay, chairman of BCCI is Sourav Ganguly ji, and where the headquarters is located? It is in Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai. I have given a picture. See here. This is the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. It is the headquarters of BCCI. Now let's see here. Board of Control of Cricket in India is a governing body for cricket in India under the jurisdiction of Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. The board was formed in December 1928 as a society registered under the Tamil Nadu Societies Registration Act. Initially, BCCI was formed as a society under the Tamil Nadu Society Registrations Act, but later on it has formed as a board. Okay. Now comes the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. As the name depicts, it is an institution which controls and which safeguards the food and safety of human health. Who is head of it? It is Mrs. Rita Thiotia, and headquartered in New Delhi. It is also a statutory body established under the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006, established in 2006. It is a consolidating statute related to food safety and regulation in India. It is responsible for protecting, promoting public health through the regulations and supervision of food safety. Very important. Who is the chairman of SSAI? Mrs. Rita Thiotia, headquartered in New Delhi. It is a statutory body formed under Act 2006. NASSCOM. Very important, guys. You may expect a question in your future examinations from this. National Association of Software and Service Companies. Full form of NASSCOM, National Association of Software and Service Companies. What it is? It is an organization which safeguards and regulates the development in the industries. What are they? They are IT industries, and see here. The group focused mainly on information technology and business process outcomes industry. It is established in 1988. It is a non-profit organization, okay, and non-governmental trade association and advocacy. Who is the chairman of NASSCOM? Mr. U.B. Praveen Rao is the chairman of NASSCOM, headquartered in where? New Delhi. And now comes the BSNL, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. It is a telecommunication entity and it provides the voice and mobile internet services. You all know this. Who is the head of the BSNL? Praveen Kumar Purwar is the head of BSNL, headquartered in New Delhi. Majority of the organizations are in New Delhi and Mumbai. Please keep this in mind. Okay, and you need to know those organizations which are not in Mumbai and New Delhi. That will be the smart work. Now, Central Board of Direct Taxes, very important, guys. Central Board of, what is meant by direct taxes? So taxes are divided into two types: direct tax and indirect taxes. Direct taxes are nothing but the taxes which we pay directly to the government. Indirect taxes are the taxes which we pay to the government by purchasing some goods or services. Now, what is CBDT? It is a statutory body established as per the Central Board of Revenue Act 1963. Very important, guys. CBDT is formed under Central Board of Revenue Act 1963. What it is? It is India's official financial action task force unit, administered by the Department of Revenue. Under which ministry? Under Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance. Who is the Minister of Finance? Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman Ji. See. Head of CBDT, Sri Pramod Chandra Modi. Very easy to remember. CBDT direct tax. Who controls? Modi Ji. Sri Pramod Chandra Modi. And headquartered is in New Delhi. Okay. Now comes the Export Import Bank of India. See, by the name Export Import Bank of India, it is also known as Exim Bank. Exim Bank. It is what it is. It is a bank which finances and sees the development in the international trade. What is Export Import Bank of India, popularly known as Exim Bank, is set up in 1982. What it is? It is a principal financial institution in India for foreign and international trade. It provides financial assistance to importers and exporters of the country. Who is the head of Exim? Mr. R. Subramaniam is the Executive Director of Export Import Bank, that is Exim Bank, headquartered in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Now comes the Central Board of Film Certification. As the name depicts, film certification, it certifies the film before its release. So any picture in India which comes to the society should be authorized and certified by this particular institution. Only after that it releases into the society. Now, it is founded on 15th January 1951, headquartered in Mumbai. Chairperson, Mr. Prasoon Joshi. Mr. Prasoon Joshi is the chairperson of film certification. What is the objective of it? It is a regulatory body under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, it regulates the public exhibition of films. Public exhibition of films, that is, it certifies the film. Only without the certificate of this in particular organizations, no film is being exhibited into the society. Okay. Now comes the Central Pollution Control Board. As the name, Central Pollution Control Board controls the pollution in a country. It is formed on 22nd September 1974, headquartered in New Delhi, with chairperson Mr. Shivadas Meena, an IAS officer. And what is the objective of it? Objective is it is responsible for curbing pollution. Curbing means stopping reducing the pollution in our nation and providing technical services to the Ministry of Environment and Forest. Technical services means an ideas and development plans. Yeah guys, that's all it for today's session. I hope you all enjoyed the video and thanks for watching, and please do watch the part 1 video if you have not watched it, so that you get a clear understanding. In part 3 video, we'll be looking into the most expected and important questions for your future examinations. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Please do follow our Telegram channel Tejas Classes for PDF and related materials of this topic. Thanks and have a good day.